No need to look any further, you chose the right station. You're now tuning in with Mr. Cowboy Nation for all your latest sport reports across the nation. So don't change your channel, you chose the right station. You're now tuning in with Mr. Cowboy Nation. So don't change your channel, you chose the right station. You're now tuning in with Mr. Cowboy Nation for all your latest sport reports.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you
Hey, what up, everybody? How y'all doing? All right, so we apologize for the technical difficulties. Joe, what it do, man? I see you in there. Yeah, man, I'm starting to think that IG is not worth the trouble. So, yeah, I'm starting to think IG ain't worth the trouble, man. So, those of you who on IG, I'm probably gonna cut this clip and put it on my IG page, bro. Yeah, those of you on IG, man, y'all gonna just have to kiss the shorts because it's really giving me too many problems, and I don't feel like dealing with it. I don't, man. I'm not with the monkey wrench every time I want to go live. So this is what I can do to get y'all the best product, and this is what I'm gonna stick with for the time being. Can you dig it? So those of y'all that's watching on YouTube and the Facebook page, this how y'all doing. The IG page at _ Mr. Cowboy Nation will be only having shorts and short clips of the show until further notice. All right, so the Facebook pages Jerome, Mr. Cowboy Nation McNeary, Let's Talk Football, Mr. Cowboy Nation, and the YouTube page Mr. Cowboy Nation, Mr. MR period Cowboy Nation, all one word. So if you would like and subscribe to all of those, we appreciate you. So welcome to a new episode of Mr. Cowboy Nation Show. We got a new, a nice little lineup for you. We're gonna talk about Brandon Aubrey. Of course, we're gonna talk about the Giants trade. That pissed everybody off. Appreciate it, Joe. Right, and what else we're gonna be talking about right quick? The AJ Brown situation, player safety, couple things. What you got, Kia?
I said if your mock draft is still looking the same.
Oh my God, I'm talking about that trade just messed up everybody's board.
I don't think so.
I mean, with them having two picks, with the Giants having 2 picks in the first 10, I think they kind of. I don't know, because
I don't think so, but we'll get into that later when we get on that.
I got you. All right, so I got a couple questions I want to throw out there, man. Try to get the conversation started a little bit, and we'll get on to the show. So, an anonymous GM, I was watching, I think, Get Up this morning. Michael Wilborn made an excellent point about this. So, anonymous GM made the comment that the NIL money is hurting the development of the players, right? Because they looking at a King Mesidor that's 25 and the Indiana players that's, or whatever. So they're saying like the NIL money is hurting the development of the players. And I call BS. I do. I call BS. I think NIL is long overdue. These kids should have been getting paid because these schools are making a killing off their name and likeness, right? So last time I checked, this was America, and that's how business works, right? If you making money off of me, I should get a cut, at least.
Right.
All right. So I think the real problem with the NIL is they losing control over these players. These players are able to hit the transfer portal and really capitalize off their name and likeness, which I encourage. Like, I encourage 100%, right? But before all of this, these schools was making millions of dollars off games and not giving these kids nothing. These kids are hungry and struggling to try to eat, and meanwhile they filling football stadiums up, and for the colleges to make a boatload of money. So I'm with it. Like I said, I think it's trash. If anything, it would encourage the kid to get better, right? If I'm that dude in college, I can make $1 million right now versus waiting to get
Right.
to the league, right? So I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. And then it makes me think another thing too. The point Wilburn made was how's the NIL is a problem. We got owners trying to add an extra game to the regular season in the NFL. But on the other side of that map, they're saying player safety, player safety, player. How are we concerned about the player safety when we talking about adding games? Like,
Right.
yeah. And so as a college player, why not get my money now? That way, if I want to go pro, cool. If I want to finish my education, cool. I'd made enough money to pay for my own education and not put
Right.
my yeah. So I'm all for it, man. Like I said, I'm not with it. I think it's trash. I think they need to quit hating and let these boys get their money. But what's up, man? Some of these kids are making $4.5 million a year, and yes, they should. Yes, they should.
And this is my thing about it. I think, and this is just me, I am, as you know, I'm a very I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very high on, and I heavily promote HBCUs. I would like
Mm-hmm.
some of these HBCU deals, I mean, these NIL deals go to HBCU athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you want to keep it fair game like that, I mean, I don't have an issue with the NIL. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, these schools are making tons of money on
Tons of
these
money.
athletes. And a lot of these athletes are very heavily dominated by people of color.
Mm-hmm.
And these big name PWI schools do have some of those slave owner type mentality when it comes to these players, and they're getting money off the backs of these athletes. So, with that being said, I would like to see these HBCUs get into the NIL. So,
I mean, yeah. I don't. I don't know. I just can't. It don't make sense to me. I see what you're saying, Carol, but about it need to be some parameters. But I'm just not understanding how, as an athlete, I'm not motivated to get better when I can make $1 million right now.
but then the thing about it, you also have to look at it like this. One thing that Jesse Holly said a few times on the Cowboys podcast radio station.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Hanging with the Boys.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm gonna come back to Boog's thing in a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he Jesse Holly made the point that players don't have love for the game, but they love what the game brings to them.
Mm.
So they don't care about the love of the game. They they want that bag. So yeah, they're making, I think the highest one is up to four and a half or $5 million a year,
Mm-hmm.
but you're not producing. And I'm like this. And and like I said, and I do have the other mindset where if this is what you're making, I want to see the product of what I'm giving you
Mm-hmm.
and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So now you have this other influx of athletes that's they're just playing to get the bag, and then you had
Mm-hmm.
the influx of athletes that um that's playing for somebody else. They're not playing for themselves.
I got you.
So there's different things. As far as HBCUs, yeah, like you have Marshall Falk, who is now the head coach for Southern University.
Mm-hmm.
You, my thing is, I don't care about high profile coaches. It's some dominant coaches in the MEAC, the SWAC, the CIAA, and the SIAC. I think that's the other one.
Mm-hmm.
There's bump who the coaches are. You have dynamic players, but the thing is, you have a lot of people and a lot of scouts that overlook these players.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, high profile coaches and stuff, yeah, they can make a thing like Vic and Deshaun
Mm-hmm.
Jackson, who's doing well at Virginia, not Virginia State,
Good. Delaware
Delaware
State.
State for his
Yeah.
first season. I don't
Mm-hmm.
care who the coach is. And I think that these conferences need to be making and roaring hell about this, because honestly,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of discrimination when you look at it.
Yeah. But Book make a point too about this here,
Yeah,
about the coming from company sponsorship. So, and that's typically how it goes. Whoever bringing in the most money can pay out the most money,
yeah.
right? So, and that's kind of the discrepancy we see, like in the facilities with the HBCUs and the bigger schools as well. As just that the bigger schools have more resources. You know what I'm saying? So they're able to you know what I'm saying, able to put forth more amenities and have more benefits for their players. So it's unfortunate, but that's how the cookie crumbles.
And the thing is, you see a lot of HBCUs that lead these historically black athletic conferences to go to these PWI ones, thinking
Mm-hmm.
that they can get it, but they don't. North Carolina A&T, you see what happened there, and now
Mm-hmm.
A&T is trying to get back into the MEAC. Let's look at Tennessee State. That's
Mm-hmm.
another one. They moved out of, I think they were in the were they at SIAC? I don't think they were in SWAC, but now they're in a Ohio athletic conferences, athletic conference,
Mm-hmm.
um, and now they're trying to get back. Hampton University, there's another one. Now they're trying to get back into the CIAA.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so I think, and that's the problem. Like the company sponsorship is not there. They're not really visible. And that's one thing Dion did. And I know a lot of people at Jackson State, probably got not too nice things to say about Dion right now today, but Dion did shine the spotlight on an HBCU. Like he
Yeah,
did
but
do
the
that.
thing is, Dion, and I'm gonna be honest with you, Dion did what I expected Dion to do.
Mm-hmm.
He went, and I kept saying, like, everybody is making a big splash, and was, oh yeah, Deion Sanders, he's a part of the SWAC, da 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 da. And I kept telling people, yeah, it looks good, but I said, I'm telling you, I know how Deion roll. They used to call, I know somebody used to call Deion the NFL hoe. He will be sold to the highest bidder. Um, and I kept telling people, I said, yeah, okay, but I said, Deion is going to Deion. He's going to get
Mm-hmm.
to a HBCU just so he could get to one of these big SEC, Big 10, Big 12, LMNOP conference.
Mm-hmm.
I said he's going to stay there for a few years, and then he's going to dip. And what happened? He was at Jackson State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they went to I mean, Jackson State has always went to championships.
Yeah.
Pre
Yeah.
Dion.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson
Right.
State is one of the top SWAC schools and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It just brought a different light. Yeah, he brought
Yeah.
like season, like the season ticket part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I said Dion's going to be gone in 3 years, and what happened? He was gone
Mm-hmm.
when in 3 years.
Yeah. 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 I mean, yeah. But I mean, I felt like he left that program in better shape than what he found it. And
No, because I know a lot of people that are
you
alums,
don't think
but
so?
no, Jackson State. Like I said, Jackson State. I wanted to go to Jackson State, and I graduated from high school in 2001. But my mama shut that down because she said that was too far.
I got you.
So
Yeah, I'm
Jackson
talking
State,
about like the amenities. Like, as I heard, he upgraded the gym and all that when he was there. He
because
didn't.
he didn't like it because it wasn't to his standards.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, but granted, yeah, all schools got one. But my thing is, and I'm gonna be real. A lot, like they were talking about sponsorships. A lot of these PWI schools and
Mm-hmm.
HBCUs got the same sponsorship.
Mm. I didn't know
So
that.
you see where I'm going with this, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that.
So yeah, exactly. K Bug, Prime and Dion are two different people, just like Terrell Owens and T.O.
Yeah.
is two different people.
I'm happy you brought him up.
So
I'm happy you brought him up.
So, but yeah, it's a lot of big name companies that got sponsorship advertising in both for both PWI and HBCUs.
Well, yeah, that's saying something right there.
And like Jordan has sponsorships in both, but they give a lot of money to HBCUs. If you were to see what Howard University did under this Jordan deal, oh my gosh.
That's what's up.
It is nice.
Yeah. That's what's
and I've
up,
been
man.
all up and down how for like their pro days and everything. Oh, it is nice. They still got the same scoreboard and everything that has been there for I don't know how many years, but they have 4K that joint. They put brand new panels in and everything.
That's what's up, man.
But then the other thing you have to look at it too, just like PWIs. A lot of these schools, they get whatever they want when it's a private school. And if it's a private school, you don't get a lot of state funding. Okay. A lot of this is based on like alumni, like when the alumni comes in. Like I said, Howard University is a private HBCU here in Washington, D.C. They don't depend a lot on state funding. Everything comes from alumni, different organizations and everything like that. But when it's a state school, I can give you a prime example. Georgia State University got all this money from the state, but they gave, it's only a few, I think in Atlanta, there's only a few public HBCUs because most of their HBCUs are private. So maybe I know Georgia was one. North Carolina, that's another place. So North Carolina, Chapel Hill, Duke, no, not North Carolina, Chapel Hill, that's a state school, but they still got money. So North Carolina State, Chapel Hill got almost close to $50 million a year. But they gave North Carolina A&T not even a third of that. I think they only got five. They only got like close to $5 million a year. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I didn't know any of that. I promise I didn't. So yeah, that's good info, man. That's good info. Yeah, but I didn't know that. So really, it's where they're choosing to put
to
that money is
allocate
basically
their
what you're
money.
saying. Yeah, that's what they're choosing. I got you. I got you. Bull say TV and network deals are also very important when it comes to funding. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's a part of that. But we're talking about and for example, like Walmart. Walmart gave a whole lot of money to a PWI, but there's a HBCU in the same state, and they only gave them 10 million compared to the
Mm,
hundreds of
what they got?
$1 million that they gave this other PWI school. So yeah.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
All right, so we're gonna switch gears
So
to the
I'm
draft.
off
I
my
got
soapbox on
yeah.
that.
I got a question, right? I got a question. I know this gonna sound crazy, but hear me out. Hear me out. So with the recent events that has transpired, can you dig it?
It's a lot has
What if?
transpired.
Yeah. What if? And I think that's highly unlikely, but it's possible, right? So what if the worst possible scenario for the Cowboys happen, right? It's just an early run on defensive players. Like with the Giants having 2 top 10 picks, the other teams in the top 10 just panic and everybody just start grabbing defensive players because they feel like the Giants gonna kind of double dip in the top 10. So what if we sitting at 12 and Jeremiah Love is on the board? And all of the guys we want gone. Mansour Lane gone, Bailey gone, Reese gone, right? Styles gone, Downs gone. They just wiped out all the blue chip guys. We couldn't get up in the top 10 or trade in and pick. And we just stuck at 12. And there's Jeremiah Love on the silver platter.
I mean,
CD
that's the
Lamb
most
2.0.
that's the most Jerry Jones things to do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but my thing is, like what I said on my podcast on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
when we was talking about the trade, my thing is I'm still trying to figure out who finessed who more in this trade. Who got finessed the most out of this trade?
Yeah, we go get into it in a minute. Yeah, cause
Yeah, I don't
yeah.
I don't think I don't think them picking up a second pick in the first round, because they did that last year. They
Mm-hmm.
snuck their way back into the first round and they got little Jack
Mm-hmm.
for their quarterback. Um I don't think it's going to affect what we do. I think it will make what we do a little crazy. Does that make sense?
You say you think it's gonna make things a little crazy?
Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect what we do,
I
because
got you.
the Giants let go of one of their best defensive tackles.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did.
Um,
One of the best defensive tackles in the league.
right.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going the defensive tackle, because the way that I have been, like I said, I have been very, you know me, I've been very deep in these drafts,
Mm-hmm.
looking at these prospects, how the board's going to go. Um, I am going to have a little bit of access of what's going to happen in the Cowboys war room. Um, well, I had that since 2024, but that's here or there. So with that being said,
So they
the
did sign
defensive,
DJ Reader. I heard they was looking to sign DJ Reader, boo. So they did get him. Yeah, but that's still a step back from Dexter Lawrence. But DJ Reader nice though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so here's the thing. I still have Kansas City getting Sunny Styles. I still
Do
have them
you?
getting. I still have, yeah. I still got them
Mm-hmm.
getting Sunny Styles. Now, by them having 10, now that's going to be interesting because they need help on all phases of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so is David Bailey going to go to the Giants? Because David Bailey is a hybrid. He's a linebacker and he's a 3-tech edge.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to get David Bailey? Because I have I originally had David Bailey going to Cincinnati in last year's draft.
Mm-hmm.
So not last year's, in last Tuesday mock draft.
Yeah, you finna make me grab this paper from over here right quick. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, I thought. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying. But the I think the Jets is going to get Arvell Reese. So I have them getting Arvell Reese. I still think Tennessee is still going to grab Jeremiah Love, so that's not even going to be a consideration because they need to build around Cam Ward. I don't think it's going to mess us up. Now I have switched from 12 and 7 for Washington and us. I still got Caleb Downs, but I think they may swoop in and get Mansour Delane. Only because I just remembered that what is that corner that they had? Marshawn Lattimore.
Lattimore, yeah.
Yeah, so they need to fill in that position because he's no longer on the team. Now I have recently switched 3 and 11. So now I have Arizona getting Francis Maganoa, which means Ty Simpson is going to fall later in the first round.
But yeah, I had the Browns. Trading over Arizona to take Francis Maganoa number 3.
I see that would be too much of a. He'll still be there. I don't see that happening. I think Arizona is going to get Francis Maganoa. And now I have Washington getting Mansour Delane. I have the Giants getting Caleb Banks.
So you think they take Caleb Banks at 10?
I think they're going to take Caleb Banks. Because the thing is with the defensive tackles, there's going to be a couple of defensive tackles that's going to go in the first round. You won't see the rest of the defensive tackles to fall off until later in the third round, which is Friday, and then everybody else is going to fall off in day 3, which is rounds 4 through 7. So they're not going to fall off the board like that. But the one thing, and you know me, I've been saying it for how many months now? For months. What Cowboys Nation want to happen is for all offense to fall off the board. By the time it gets to us, we will have a lot to choose from, and that's it on all in all rooms that's on defense. But it's also a curse because which way you're going to go? Because let's say if Mansour Delane is still there, or Sonny Styles is there, or Caleb Downs that everybody's on. I don't have to worry too much about Hakeem Mesidor being there because Hakeem Mesidor is at a sweet spot. He is definitely like a mid late first round draft pick. So I
think he'll be there at 20.
Yeah, I still got Hakeem Mesidor at 20. There has been some recent developments on a couple of cornerbacks. Avion Terrell and of course Jermont McCoy.
It's been some. It was a real nasty report came out on him today.
So here's the thing, K-Boog, with 6 or 7. Even though it's inexpensive to trade up, that we have to give up, because I did make some phone calls to see how that's going to happen. we will have to give up both of our 2 first-round picks to go to 7. And that leaves us from us going from 8 picks to 7 picks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to cost us nothing if we trade up with Miami, because Miami, because pick 11 and 12 is the same amount. It's the same amount of points.
I got you.
And I think that trade could happen. Let's say if Francis Maganoa goes to Arizona, even though Miami wants Francis Maganoa and they're planning to stay put and hope that Francis will fall to them. But if that's not the case, Dallas could get on the phone and say, hey, I know the player that you want is gone. Can we move up to 11 and you take our 12? We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not going to cost us anything.
Yeah. But I know I'm trying to pull up this Gerard McCoy. So this I'm a sidebar to the Gerard McCoy report. For those who didn't know, they are saying now keep in mind this draft season, you can put this in the same boat as Caleb Downs' degenerative knee and Ruben Baines' short arm, right? I think it's a tactic to try to make them fall, but I'm gonna put it out there. They're saying
I don't think it's a tactic. I don't think
so. You think this is real? You think he is real?
It is, because one thing that Shotty and CP said is they basically don't want no projects and they don't want anyone to be drafted high that has any medical concerns. And Dan Cooper, our team physician, has been on it for this year's draft, especially with Christian Parker in the fold.
I got you.
The thing is, it's not a problem with the short arms, okay? It's just you have to look at the scheme of whoever your coordinators are.
Mm-hmm.
If Christian Parker is running a scheme where you have to have a longer wingspan, Ruben Bain is not the key.
Well, right about that.
Which NFL doctor was told to put this report out? Which one?
So the one I'm finna real. Let me go and let everybody know what's going on. So the Gerard McCoy will need another surgery to replace bone plug.
Yeah.
Bone plug used to repair a cartilage defect in his knee, potentially significant injury that would likely knock him out for the entire rookie season. Per Tom Pelissero. So some of the doctors that have seen his scans are concerned that he would need another surgery to replace the bone plug, which would be an extensive recovery.
Yeah.
So basically, you running the risk of drafting them high and not even having them for the rookie season.
Exactly. He'll be redshirted. So the thing is, the NFL doctor has to report this to each team's scouting department as well as the team's physician.
Gotcha.
Dan Cooper is one of the medical advisory team that's within the NFL league. So Boog, I don't know where you're going with that question. That's what I'm trying to figure out, like, what you're trying to say.
Boog don't believe it. He Boog think they trying to make him fall.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying?
It's not a conspiracy. Like Savone Revel. Savone Revel was supposed to be a first round draft pick, but because of the ACL injury, it brought his draft stock kind of King out Bug. I'm not even going to go there with you. So
Boo say he ain't buying it. Boo say he ain't buying it.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine, but I'm not even going to entertain that. But
Boo say he ain't buying it.
and I'm not going to entertain it. But the thing is, with Jamar McCoy.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he participated in his pro day, he didn't run the 40. That's one major key component when you are
Mm-hmm.
one of those big position players. It doesn't really
Yep.
mean anything if you're like a
I,
like if you're in like one of those trench players and everything.
yeah,
Um
but you talking about you
but
one of them outside guys.
yeah, like
You
he
need
didn't
to show
do
you can run.
right, he didn't do the spirals, he didn't do any of the cone drills or the split
Mm-hmm.
ones. And that's how
Yeah.
you could see how they could break off, like how they
Out
could
it.
break out of
Mm-hmm.
like once the ball snaps, how they can break
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And they need to see the speed levels. He didn't do any of that at his pro day. So
Mm.
that can that if I was a scouter for a team, I would be kind of leery about that. And then I have to
Yeah.
report that. I
Yeah.
have to report that
He not ready to play right now. That's what it's
right.
looking like, right? Yeah,
Because
he not ready to play right now.
and granted, he is 18 months out of having the injury.
Mm-hmm.
Because it takes close to 2, maybe a little bit more than 2 years to fully recover from an ACL.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with who was the other one with that was Caleb Downs.
Yeah.
It's a lot of Caleb's that's in this draft. Caleb Downs, his
Mm-hmm.
thing, with Caleb Downs, from the reports that Dan Cooper put out,
Mm-hmm.
because he's one of the he wasn't the on-site combine physician like he was the last 2 years. It was the
Mm-hmm.
Rams doctor that did it this year. So
Gotcha.
the Rams, so for the physician, yeah, he has to report those to the league. He has to
Mm-hmm.
report those to all the teams. So when they start doing their evaluations and everything, they know what they're working with. And Books, that, because if he has employees and everything, and when it comes to evals and stuff, you have to see what you're working with your people. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So it this is the same way. Okay. So so with that, from what the reports that I read,
Mm-hmm.
he can be okay to play, but you have to watch out when it gets to like year 2 or year 3, because that's where it could be a problem.
Gotcha. I got you.
Because if you look at like with the Micah Parsons thing,
Mm-hmm.
like I did go back, because when Nikki was on the show and was talking about it,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a major injury that Micah Parsons had when he was at Penn State. But the thing was, like, it could cause some problems down the line once he enters the league. What happened?
Gotcha.
And like I said, I don't wish nothing bad on no players, regardless how I feel about them or anything. But what happened last year?
Mm-hmm.
He sustained that
Mm-hmm.
ACL injury, and it was on the same knee.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's just things like when you look at like reports like that, it's just something that you have to take in consideration when it comes to these players. It's not
I
to
got
make somebody's draft stock go down and everything, so the team that really want to get him can hurry up and get him.
Yeah, it did. Now it is some of that going on, now, Kills. It is some
I
of
mean,
that going on.
I'm not blind to that, but we
Yeah.
also saw how that fell into play, because Miami Dolphins, when you lost all of your draft picks that year, that you decided you want to tank and you wanted to do all this stuff to get a player and all this other crap, and then the owner was no longer permitted into the building from the time it was time to draft, and all the mini camps and the training camps, and you couldn't be permitted back into the building. until October, but the time that you was permitted back, it was also Miami Dolphins bye week, so you really didn't get back into the building and all this other stuff until like the last week of October, early November. Do we really want that to happen again?
Man.
I think a lot of teams learned their lesson. And the thing is, it's
Mm-hmm.
all in the lawsuit with Miami and Miami Dolphins and Brian Flores.
Mm.
And that's public record.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
So do teams really want to do that?
I mean, they got to try, man. They got to try. I think because I don't believe the Caleb Downs report at all. I don't. And then the Bain situation, they're bringing up the car accident. Then when later on when I did a little research and digging into it, it was just careless driving. No, he wasn't drunk or anything like that. He wasn't speeding. He just lost control of the vehicle, ran into somebody, and unfortunately they lost their life. So it was a mistake. It was an honest mistake, right? And then the family of
I get
said person wrote him a letter forgiving him, telling him to go on with his career. They understand it was a mistake. See, all this got left out. It was just Bang, yada yada.
I get all that. However, you just got to be cognizant, especially when you're in a position, something like an athlete that has a lot of promises over your life. I mean, like, and I'm not trying to be religious or biblical, whatever, but what is that scripture quote? Like, as a boy, I thought like a child, think like a child. But
yeah.
So
I put away childish things. Yeah.
Right. So this is just one of those times when and this is when maturity comes in as well. That's why, and that's why, like a lot of teams now, you're athletic and all that stuff, but they also now they are really tagging in that character component.
Yeah, they are.
Because if I'm already creating a culture, why do I want someone in that's going against the culture that I'm building? You're a good player. You're awesome. But you may not just be a good fit for us right now.
And speaking of not being a good fit for your current team, I'm happy you brought us a perfect segue. AJ Brown trade.
So here's the thing with that. It would be better. It would be better to trade him to the Patriots on that post June 1 date.
Yeah, that's what they're saying it's gonna be.
Because they don't have to pay a lot of money. They could just go ahead and pay out the rest of that contract.
Yep. So that's what the reports are, that it's going to be a post June 1st trade, but the deal is pretty much done. Well, with the Eagles and the Patriots. So and that's all fine and dandy. That's all fine. But this is the question I have as a football fan, right? So Jalen Hurts was just the Super Bowl MVP. In the Super Bowl, not this past one, but the one before that. Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl MVP, lead quarterback, right? And a lot of other people, me included, were saying, yeah, the team was stacked. Like you kind of was whooping everybody ass up front because you were stacked on the O-line, the D-line, right? It's pretty easy to play quarterback in this league when your O-line is opening up holes big enough to drive trucks through. And you got 2,000-yard rushing. It's very easy to play quarterback then, right? So play action is going to be nasty. Everybody biting on the play fake, right? The look's not going to be as exotic. You're not going to get the exotic zones and on because everybody got to come down to stop the run. Very easy. It's a lot easier to play QB when your O-line is doing what the Philadelphia Eagles O-line did that year. So fast forward to last year when you're not as deep and you're not whooping everybody's ass up front like he was the previous year. And now we can pull guys out, disguise some of these zones, and now all of a sudden AJ Brown ready to leave. right? So, and this is my thing. If Jalen Hurts is the elite quarterback that a lot of these people are saying that he is, either one or two things are going on. Either one, AJ Brown is another TO, or two, Jalen Hurts ain't what some people saying he is. Like, again, there are other reports that the offensive coordinator that got through under the bus last year was wanting to diversify the passing scheme, wanted to do more things offensively, but Jalen couldn't process the information. Right? Y'all remember the Chargers game when they ran?
Patullo? You talking about Kevin
Patullo? Yeah, Patullo. Kevin
Okay,
Patullo. But Kevin Patullo wanted to do more things and all that, but Jalen Hurts couldn't process it, right? And then I'm gonna say this on guys way, Kill. So the Chargers game, remember they ran the 4 verts on 4th down, everybody was like, what the hell was that? Like, why the hell would you call that? So a little birdie told me that wasn't the play that was called. That was the play that was checked into.
So here's my thing. I watch all games. You know me. It's not all Cowboys. I watch all games. I think them giving Patullo the position, he wasn't ready for OC. I think they should have had a different OC. Because you're coming off of Kalen Moore. And one thing that Kalen Moore did with them that he failed to do with us, he kept a lot of things in his bag instead of dumping everything out. Because you remember when we had KM was dumping everything out.
He was dumping everything out. Yeah, he was dumping
out
everything
in preseason in the first 3 weeks, and teams started to notice. And that's how they schemed against us. And we could not answer anything that was being done. So when KM went to Philly, I think he learned his lesson. I think he learned good offensive officiating as a offensive coordinator. He knew when to do certain schemes based on the teams. Like if they were playing a team that was predominantly zone, he had schemes for that. If they were playing a team that was predominantly man, he had schemes for that. If there was a team that was doing zone, but they was doing maybe a single high shell or a double high shell, he knew how to scheme better for that. And how long have we had KM on the roster? And you've been with Philly only for a hot minute. But anyway, that's here there. This is what I think what happened as far as with AJ Brown. It's something between AJ Brown and Nick Sirianni.
Could be something there too.
No, that's what it is.
That's what it is.
I know people. Yeah. I'm not going to call out a name, but there's someone that I really know because I went to school with her. That's a part of the Divine Nine organization that works with the Philadelphia Eagles.
Got you. Okay.
In media. So there was a disconnect between AJ Brown and Nick Sirianni.
And you kind of saw little glimpses of that on the sideline too.
Right. Which caused a lot of friction between him and Jalen Hurts, because him and Jalen Hurts was real tight.
Exactly.
So that's where it went.
Yeah, I'm with you, boo. That's why I brought this up.
Philly has always had a cultural issue with the players and fans. I mean, anytime the fans will egg an offensive coordinator's house, I mean, yeah.
So, and you brought up the point that AJ and Jalen were best buds before all this, right? So and then there were also reports that that's why they had such a hard time filling the offensive coordinator job. It was because of Sirianni. Like nobody really wants to work with Sirianni.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and you hear about his attitude a lot, and I say it all the time. It's cool when you winning, right? But when you folding up down the stretch, don't nobody want to deal with that, right? When we getting in the home stretch and the wheels falling off and we collapsing, blowing division leads or getting in the playoffs, getting smoked by a bunch of bag ups. Nobody want to deal with the arrogance.
Did she do anything else?
So how you think that's different, Book?
Did you take her out?
But yeah, I did. I've been saying it for a minute. Them wheels squeaking in Philly, and they're about to come off, and I can't wait. I can't wait till they come off because I'm gonna have a ball. All right, so I'm gonna talk about this Mike Vrabel situation and Diana Rossini. I'm gonna touch on it very briefly. I got a little something I want to throw out there, and I'm gonna get out the way on that. But all right, so the Vrabel and Diana Rossini situation. So when I first heard about it, I didn't see any pictures or anything. I was just like, well, man, she a reporter, Vrabel fresh off a Super Bowl, right? So maybe she's trying to get some insight on how Vrabel is getting these guys prepared to try to make another deep playoff run next year. Y'all, he was just in the Super Bowl. Yeah, a reporter would want to, right? Then I saw the pictures in the footage, and I was like, well, no, that ain't no interview right there. Not what they were doing at the pool. That ain't no interview. They hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So,
but it was other people. It was other people that was in that. That was in that, with them. But of course, they. You see, it's just like if someone see me get someone a hug, then here comes a rumor bill that they're both involved with people and they're at a pool hugging and all stuff, but they don't see the other people that was with them as well. Yeah. I'm like this. Like I felt about the whole Dak and Sarah thing. I really don't care.
Yeah, I mean, but I just noticed something about the situation, right? So they saying that those pictures came from a PI that Diana Rossini's husband had. So that's kind of why it caught fire like it did. But it seemed like people were real quick to discount her as a journalist, right? Because of this. And I don't think that was fair at all. You know what I'm saying? Did she make a mistake? If we don't even know if they are messing around. You know what I'm saying? It do it look bad? Sure do. But we don't know if they really messing around, But I think people were very quick to dismiss her as a journalist. I think they did the same thing with Joy Taylor. They dismissed them as journalists because they may or may not have been messing with a guy in the same field, which I don't think is right. I mean, it takes hard work to do that. I don't think she should be discounted as a journalist, right? And then on the flip side of that, if this was a guy, if this was flipped, well, hell, look at Vrabel. Vrabel didn't have to resign from his job. Vrabel ain't even getting reviewed. The Patriots, and it's probably quiet as kept. It's probably some dudes that secretly, I see you, Vrabel, right? High five. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, baby girl's getting ran through the ringer. Hell, she even saved a 70-year-old woman from a flipped over vehicle doing this, right? She's a literal hero. And they still running her through the mud, right? So I just felt like it was a double standard. It was like a blatant display of a double standard in this situation. Like both of them are equally wrong. If both of them are married and they are messing off, but you clearly saw how she got treated versus how he getting treated, and it's
I mean,
I don't think it's cool.
But that's always the case when it comes to like female reporters. And stuff like that. I mean, all get the brunt end of the stick. But like I said, I don't care. This is above my cultural pay grade. Because I look at I get I look at a lot of Black women journalists who have been done wrong and they have not gotten another chance. Like she's going to get another chance somewhere else. So, like I said, this is above my cultural pay grade. So, yeah.
I will go back to this comment. Book said AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts used to be best friends, and now AJ wants to leave. Very strange.
But
Very strange.
we just said that though, and if I'm not mistaken,
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts is AJ Brown's baby girl's godfather, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so some stink.
Because when they had family day, baby girl was with AJ Brown and his wife, and as soon as Jalen Hurts pulled up in a golf cart, she looked at them and was like, "Bye," and she went straight with Jalen Hurts and got on the golf cart with him. So, yeah. But like I said,
I mean, but that could be, validating what you said about this Sirianni. You know what I'm saying? Because like, and you saw a couple of blowups with him and Sirianni on the sideline last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
then people were saying,
and
people were saying something about, you could tell something was wrong because he was reading books on the sideline. He was doing that when he was in college.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay, because that was the red flag for me. That's what got my attention. I was like, hold on.
AJ Brown is a book buff. Like he is fine. Like he's like a extrovert, introvert type person. Because I could be an extrovert, introvert. Like I'm cool with people and I'm cool without people. I could be by myself sitting down somewhere with a good book, or I'm listening to some music on my phone or something. He's always been like that. He was reading when he was in with Tennessee. So they ain't no different.
Got you. Yeah, because when I saw that was kind of that's when my antennas went up. I said, dude, you in the middle of a game and you just totally disengaged. Man, but I didn't know that was something that he does all the time. So that it looked bad. It really looked bad.
That didn't look bad to me. Like I said, because if people don't notice and don't see, that's just him.
I got you.
I mean, that's better than lying on a rehab table, but we ain't gonna go there. Taking a nap, but we're not gonna go there.
It is better than that. Now it is better than that. At least he's sitting up right.
If you see, and that's why I say a lot of people need to learn these players' personalities.
I got you. All right, so Brandon Aubrey tried it. He tried it.
It wasn't him. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it was Todd France. Todd France tried it.
No, I don't think. Honestly, I don't even think that was the case. I honestly don't. That's why I say a lot of people apparently, because remember I kept saying apparently. People are saying that Todd France wanted $10 million and all this other stuff. Okay, Boog, you never seen that. Other people have, other people didn't. Okay, moving on. But as far as Aubrey, what was put on the table was what he paid for, which he signed was $7 million. That's what and you remember when we was talking about this before, that he will be the highest paid because the man that likes to kick in Kansas City, who has this 1950s mentality about women, him and the other kicker, I forgot where he's at. They make around the same amount of money, and those two are like the highest paid. So those two offset the market as far as kickers. So what the Cowboys did when they placed the second round tender, this was the offer, which I think it was 5.6, 5.7. So they gave that offer a little bit less than what the other two kickers are making. And that's to get them to what the kicker was as far as, the market value. But remember I said that the market value for a kicker is between $7 to $8 million. Did I not say that? Okay. So no teams have made any calls, and I know we're going to talk about this too, so I don't have to repeat myself. Nobody has made calls to the Cowboys organization about JP3 nor Butter. So with that being said, the deadline for Butter was this past Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So he went back to the table, so he could either play on that second round tender deal, which was 5.6 or 5.7, or they could work out an extension. They worked out an extension, so he got a 4-year, which I said a 4-year deal that's going to probably be worth anywhere between $25 to $30 million. And you divide that by 4, and that's what you get his salary base. So he is on a 4-year deal that's worth $28 million, and he is getting what? $7 million a year.
$7 million a year.
So either way, he's going to be the highest paid kicker regardless.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying he didn't have any leverage. Like with that, with them having that offer on the table and then a second round tender on you, nobody's gonna give you north of that and then have to give up a second round pick. Not for no kicker. Like that wasn't gonna happen. So yeah, so you tried it, but
I don't think
and to be honest,
but
I mean, because from what I was hearing, that offer had been on the table. You know what I'm saying? That offer had been on the table.
But the thing is, listening to Butter, he wanted to stay in Dallas. He really didn't shop. Okay, I'm telling you, he did not shop that contract to any other team. No other team did not call and say, "Hey, I'll give you my second round pick for Butter."
Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I didn't see anybody willing to. I thought it was a long shot. Nobody's not. They're not giving up a second round pick for a kicker. They're not doing it. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. So, and it brings me to George Pickens. So, and the thing that made this deal was the deadline. So, and I immediately thought about George Pickens in the July 15th deadline. So, I'm assuming that we would see something with Pickens around early July. I wouldn't expect any movement or anything like that because that's kind of how they get down. They say all the time deadlines make deals. You know what I'm saying? So they probably just gonna chill out, twiddle their thumbs, wait till this deadline. Then you may see some movement on Pickens. Okay, cool. Nikki, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. What's going on?
Hey.
Man, ain't too much. We're talking about the George Pickens. We were talking about Brandon Aubrey. I was saying that how the deadline made this deal happen, and we should probably expect more of the same from the George Pickens deal or that July 15th deadline.
All right. Yeah. I mean, the deadline made it happen, but it also shows that the way Jerry and them handled these deals, I can actually say I like it because they didn't do a situation that allowed them to have to battle with anyone.
Exactly.
for it, and
Mm-hmm.
raise their price and make their price
Mm-hmm.
go up and raise their price. They did it a way that either this is what you gonna give us or he ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. Exactly.
So and with the Brandon Arby deal, that was the deal that was already out there for the 7 million.
Thank
Um,
you.
Mm-hmm.
that was the deal that was already out there. It was other people that lied and said that he wanted 10 million, and all of that or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But that 7 million deal been out there. I mean, actually when they first kick started it, they started at like 6. Then
Hmm.
Okay.
when the 49ers kicker got his money,
That's
which
the one. That's the one I
when
was
when a
talking.
49ers kicker got his money, then that's what made the that's what- then that kind of made Dallas say, okay, well, he is a better kicker than him, so we don't mind giving him the 7, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
giving him the 7. So the 7 million been sitting out there, and it was just a sit and wait, up until the
But,
deadline.
but that $7 million contract that was there when they opened up legal tampering early in March.
Right. And so it
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, but talking about they. So, are they going to pursue tampering on Green Bay? Because Green Bay was talking to his people at the combine, wasn't it?
No,
I
so
forgot about that.
there, no, that part is not considered tampering. There is certain
Okay.
pockets that the front office can talk that can talk with agents. Those only
Mm-hmm.
pockets is the Senior Bowl,
mm-hmm,
the Shrine Bowl,
mm-hmm.
and the Combine.
And they come
So
by.
Yeah.
during the windows, because the Senior Bowl is like between 5 or 6 days, because that's
I
practice.
got
That gives time for,
Yeah, I went to the Senior Bowl. That's
yeah.
what I went
So
to do.
the time of the Senior Bowl, if players start to come in like that's the week before, like that Friday or Saturday. So you have from that time until the end of Senior Bowl, where the front office can talk to the agents, because a lot of these agents represent these draft prospects as well as who's ever on the NFL roster. So
Right.
that's the time you can do that. But then you also have the Shrine Bowl that happens within the same week of the Senior Bowl. So you have agents in front office leaving Alabama to go to Frisco for the Shrine Bowl, and that's another time. Once those bowls are over with, all talks cease until the end of February when the combine happens. And then you could talk
you.
to agents then during that week.
Got you. Okay.
Right. But this year
I got
it was differently this year because Senior Bowl and the Shrine Bowl ended up, well, not before the game, not the Shrine Bowl, not the Senior Bowl game, but the talking to the agents and stuff for the Senior Bowl ended up kind of like being on the same night as the Shrine
Yeah.
Bowl because of
you.
the way they had it scheduled. That's the reason why I had to pick one, and that's why I got approved to do both. But I picked one, and I went to Senior Bowl because I had never did Senior Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I
Yeah,
went,
because
had the experience. Right, was that same day.
The Shrine Bowl was that Tuesday, and then the
Right,
Senior Bowl was that Saturday.
Saturday. And so I had to pick one. So I was like, oh, what I'm gonna do? So then I just ended up picking the Senior Bowl. But I said next year I'll do the Shrine Bowl.
Yeah, just
Got
alternate. Yeah,
you.
Yeah, I'll do the Shrine Bowl next year. I mean, the
because I think
difference,
like I
in
think
both
this
of
year
them
was
is just a matter of days and times. The difference
right,
in them.
and I think, and like what Nikki just said, I think this year was the first year where everything led up to the same week. Because normally one is one week
Right.
and
One is the
one
next week.
is the next week.
Right. Yep. But we had that snowstorm in Dallas.
Right, and
So that's what
Mm-hmm.
made them have to tweak
everything
the
got
Senior
pushed.
Bowl.
Yeah, everything
I
got
got you.
pushed.
Yeah, but but that it's been out there. Honestly, I feel like um Bailey's Todd France. Honestly, I feel like he already knew that nobody was going to give up a second round pick, or whatever. I think he knew that, but he was still just trying to push it,
Yeah.
And I mean, that's what an agent do. That's what a good agent do. They get you
But
paid,
honestly,
you know.
I think Butter also didn't want to shop that offer out to any teams either.
Yeah, he didn't. He had the option that if he wanted to, he could. I mean, he said he wanted to
Yeah.
stay in Dallas because it's home. It's home for him. It makes it easier. Him and his family ain't got to be on the road traveling all the time. They ain't got to
Yeah.
buy.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got to buy no house out of town. Rent a house or whatever out of town. And stuff like that, or whatever.
And that's
So
the
he just said
and
it's
that's
just easier for his family to be there to support him on Sundays. So he didn't want to
Mm-hmm.
leave.
right.
He didn't want
And
to
that's
leave,
the
but also I understood if he did leave. If somebody gave us a second round pick and the money back.
Yeah, and that's the
Yeah.
same thing with like with TJ Bass, because TJ Bass hurried up and signed his second round tender because he has no intentions of leaving
But
Dallas.
he didn't have no calls coming anyway. You
Right.
know, he didn't
Okay.
have no
Okay.
calls coming anyway. Now, I can say for Arbery, he did get two calls. He did get two calls,
Hmm.
but it wasn't what Dallas already had on the table.
I
But they
got you.
said that they never received any calls.
They didn't receive any for George Pickens.
Yeah, but I heard Butter too.
But they had two calls for Butter, and of course, I got this from can't say the name, but they had two calls for him. They had two calls for him, but it quote unquote felt like it was bottom barrel teams, and
Mm.
also
Got
um it was bottom barrel teams that actually had the money that they could pay him what he wanted or more, but he did not want to go to those teams. He didn't want to go to those teams. And that's when he went back to his agent and told his agent, work this out with Jerry now. And that's what I'm
Mm.
saying. Your agent worked for you.
At the
So
end of the day, the age work for that player.
the agent worked for you. So if
Mm-hmm.
the team you want to be with, stay with, or you feel like this team is offering you and giving you more, then you can go to your agent and say, hey, I don't want to go through all this. I don't want to do all this, whatever. See if they'll give me 1 million more, 2 million more, whatever, because I want to stay here. If not,
Mm-hmm.
hey, go ahead and make this deal and we'll figure this out later on down the rest of it out later on down the line. You know what I'm saying? So the agent worked for you, So you have to remember agents want to get paid. They want to get their money too. So in the end, however much you make, they make a percentage of that. So they're gonna
right.
always
Yes,
go for the
sir.
high price because they trying to get as much
Mm-hmm.
percentage of that money that they can.
Yeah, and that's like
Mm-hmm.
It's the
that's like
agents that be being greedy. It's not always the player. It's the agents that be
thank
putting
you.
this in their hand, putting this in the player's mind. Oh nah, you can go, I could take you over here and you could get this, and they could pay you this, they could pay you that. Then you end up going somewhere and you end up getting it might sound like a lot in terms when they announce it,
Mm-hmm.
but when you break it
Mm-hmm.
down, you're not even getting the
Real money.
same. When you break
Yeah,
it
real
down, you're
money. You
getting the
actually getting
same or
less.
less.
You
And
really
And
getting less.
that's
and
that's what Le'Veon Bell found out because he was the first one that
Mm-hmm.
started this with pushing the agents and pushing teams to pay this and that. He ended up taking that money from the Jets, and it ended up being the same money that Pittsburgh
He
was
got in
offering him.
Pittsburgh.
Same
yeah,
money.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Same
but
money.
also look at it like this. T Higgins. He
Yeah.
was cool with whatever money um that Cincinnati was given, but he also went back and said, you know what? I really want to help this team out. I'll take this and I'm cool with it. He went to none other than David Mulligetta and
Who
said,
cheaper than Jerry?
this is what I want to do.
Man, way cheaper than you.
This is what I want to do. I'm ready to sign the contract. Look it over. David Mulligetta went back to Cincinnati and said, nah, my client ain't interested in this. So it was something totally different that was being said. Because it was like, well, T said, this was good. This is what he wanted. So it was like who to believe. But T. Higgins, like a lot of other agents, fired David Mulligetta because David Mulligetta was basically looking out for his interests and not his clients. So we had that. That's just like if
The only one that was a
I
fool
right,
and get him pushed out of here. It was only one was a fool and let him get pushed out of here. Now
right,
he owns internet every day, all day. He always in Dallas business.
right. And that's how and that's just like an example. If I hire Nikki to be my representative and stuff, and I'm like, Nikki, I'm cool with this. I'm cool with this contract. I don't need all this money. I just want to play ball and everything. I'm cool with this money. I can survive off of this money. And then Nikki could be like, okay. And then she will go to the front office and say, nope, I'm not, my client
Right,
is not,
because you have to
because
understand that when the agent goes speak with the front office,
it's something
the
totally
player
different.
is not available with them. The player is not
Exactly.
there with them.
Mm-hmm.
When the agent speaking with the front office, the player is not even involved in the conversation. That's why you always hear players say, I mean, my agent handling it, whatever my agents tell me, whatever my agent come back and tell me, that's all I got to go by. You know what I'm saying? Because they are the ones that's talking to the front office, and then they going back to you, telling you what the front office said. And some things they tell you the front office said, it's not true.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not true.
And that's why you see a lot of these players don't trust agents because they will line their pockets more than the players. Like, look at David Mulligetta again. He got all that money.
Man.
When Michael was traded to Green Bay. And he made sure he signed his contract in the state of Texas.
In Texas, so he wouldn't get them state taxes.
So he wouldn't get them
Because
taxes.
he resides in Houston. Michael Parsons signed his $47 million contract in Green Bay, and Green Bay taxed the mess out of him. He only got $25 million off of that. Off of that $47 million.
And that fifth year option was 26 here, wasn't it?
Yeah.
No, and the thing is, when you looked at it, had he stayed in Dallas, he would have gotten more money from Dallas.
From that 40. He would have seen more than 40 than he saw that 48.
Yeah, buddy.
He would have
saved way more.
He would have got more money in years off of his contract.
Plus you would have still had your endorsements. You would have still had your endorsements that would have made up for any extra that you didn't get. Plus you still had your podcast that would have made up for what you didn't get.
Right. Because he could have continued, because that, and I kept telling people, like, that podcast was an incentive of what he could have with his Fanatics rookie deal. And that's a lot of things with that first round pick. Not only you get the rookie deal with the team, you get a rookie deal
with Fanatics.
And then if you have a 5th year option to that, that 5th year option will roll over to the Fanatics rookie deal. But they decided in Micah's 3rd year that they was going to exercise his 5th year option.
Yeah, because in his 3rd year they had decided they wanted to move on from it.
Right. So by him being traded, because he was supposed to be
traded the year before.
They was either going to release him or trade him.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen the year before. It was supposed to have done. It was supposed to have happened the year before, but so many other things kind of had happened and kind of fell through. Whatever. So they rolled it on to the next year, but it was already. It was in the making. It was already supposed to have happened.
Right. So by him being traded to Green Bay, Dallas got that money back from his 5th year option.
Yep.
That $21 million, which added to our salary cap. And what else happened? Oh, and then his podcast thing ended. So I think he still does the podcast with.
He still does it.
Yeah,
Yeah, he
but the
still
thing
he
is,
still
he has to pay
does
for
it,
it now.
but he has to pay for
He
it.
has to pay for it now.
Mm.
Yeah,
Mm.
he didn't have to pay for it when
And like what?
Because Jerry had his name on it,
Yeah,
so he didn't have to pay for it, but he got to pay for it now.
and like with Nikki just said, he don't have the same endorsements and stuff like he did when he was with us.
Yeah, I mean it's different when you got that star on your head, man. You can say what you
Mhm.
want, but it's different when you got that star on your
Mhm.
head. It's real different. All right, so the Dexter Lawrence trade. So initially, everybody was pissed, especially us. But I wanna
I
look at
wasn't
the
pissed.
other.
Well, what? Yeah, I
Well,
wasn't.
I wasn't
I
pissed.
was, I, I was until I had a conversation with somebody, and they kind of gave me another vantage point of it. They remind me of how important it is to get stout in the middle, right? So we gave up. We were just talking about Michael Parsons. We gave up Michael Parsons to get stouter in the middle, right? So being stout in the middle is very important in today's game. It's so important that the Bengals gave up number 10 to get stout in the middle, right? So with that being
Mhm.
said, the Giants sent away a top tier D lineman, which in turns made them weaker in the middle. They're trying to
Mhm.
trade away Thibodeau as well. So in a division where everybody likes to run the ball, that may not work out for the Giants, right? And and there was, I think, him being in the middle was the reason that their front seven was really as formidable as it was, because you had the Dexter Lawrence in the middle who you had the game plan for. But that's gone now. So I can very well see the Giants taking a couple steps back on defense, even with these even with 2 picks in the top 10, because
Mhm.
there are no Dexter Lawrences. I mean, Dexter Lawrences don't grow on trees, bro. Like, you don't top tier interior D linemen don't they not very common.
Now I can tell you right now because like what Nikki and I both have, we have the prospects in each position that the Cowboys. And I think I sent that list to you too, Jerome.
Okay, I gotta look at it.
Um, so like I said, everything, I mean, everything has like I said, my mock draft is constantly changing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, like I had David Bailey going to Cincinnati, but now with them trading with Cincinnati and now they have the 10th pick. Now I don't think, like I said earlier when we kicked off the show, I don't think, like I had Tampa Bay getting Caleb Banks. Now I'm thinking that the Giants is going to get Caleb Banks because he's not a sexy Dexy, but as far as how he plays and stuff, and Harbaugh has his old defensive coordinator with him. Not well, no, that was Zachary Orr. Um, he brought someone that was with him in Baltimore, who is now the defensive coordinator. Um, I think Caleb Banks will fit the scheme more for New York now. Um, he doesn't really scare me as far as seeing him twice a season. Um, yeah, that's the only thing I can see. But I don't think, like I said, I don't think that them now having a second pick in the first round is going to affect us that much. I just think it's going to make how we draft a little bit crazy because you don't
Well,
know
they
what.
still need a receiver, so I
Right.
still see them going
No,
after a receiver
I
for that
still
number 5.
yeah, I still have them 5 for Carnell Tate. I still have Carnell
Mm-hmm.
Tate as the 5th pick. It's just that 10th, how they're going to go, because they can still go offense as well on that 10th pick.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
again, but like we've been saying over and over again, you want these teams that's before us at 12 to draft all offense. You want a lot of
Mm-hmm.
offensive players to fall off the board by the time it gets to us. But
Um.
I still got Sonny Styles going to Kansas City. And I'm still torn. Like I still have Mansour Delane coming to us at 12, but right now I wouldn't be surprised if Washington or New Orleans Saints get Mansour Delane.
Yeah, I honestly think it's gonna be one of them.
Yeah,
I
and then
honestly think it's gonna be under them. But now,
yeah,
what I do give Cowboys credit for, they have flew under the radar on him. They haven't so much said anything too much about him to make them not say, "Oh, we're gonna get him because Cowboys want him,"
right.
um, or whatever. So they did. They are, they did fly a little bit under the radar with it. Actually, pretty much all their players they flew under the radar with a little bit.
Yeah, because
That's
like well,
that's what
because
we need to do.
because of what they said. Because I think we talked about this last Tuesday on the show that and and I think now it should be four major pieces that we need to look at with our three picks in the top 100. Now, Nikki and I did put out there that in no particular order that it's going to be edge, cornerback, linebacker. But I think Dallas did forget we still need a defensive tackle. So we could go defensive tackle too. With any of with these three picks in the top 100. But like I said, the DTs the D the DTs are not going to fall crazy in the first round. Definitely in day 2 by round 3, and definitely day 3 with rounds 4 and 7, 4 through
Yeah.
7. But now I'm trying to figure out where Miami is going to go, because I don't think Arizona is going to draft high to get that quarterback Ty Simpson. They may revisit that if he is still there in the second round, because they do have a second round pick. So they may get Ty Simpson there because they definitely need a quarterback. I think now, like I said earlier in the show, I think Arizona is going to get Francis Maganoa from Miami. I don't know who Miami going to get. They may get Monroe Freeland. I don't know.
I'm be watching that number 2 pick, because I think that's gonna be the pick that can kind of
They can
set some
tilt
stuff off.
everything.
Yeah, because if the Jets take David Bailey versus Javier Reese, I think that's gonna set some stuff off. You may see some people trade up to try to grab Javier Reese. You know what I'm saying? So I think
I
this
still got
that
the
second
Jets.
pick
I
is be
still
trash.
got the Jets getting Arvell Reese.
Yeah, but they saying they looking at Bailey too. It's gonna be one of the two, either Bailey or Reese. So I'm expecting them to take Reese as well. But we never
But
know.
I still think.
How many first round picks the Jets got?
2.
I think they got 2.
They got 2. It's
So they
only
got.
Yeah, they got 2.
So
it's
which
it's
spot
only
they?
6 teams. It's only 6 teams that have 2 first round picks. The Jets has pick 2
And
and pick
pick
16.
16, right? Yeah, they got 2 and 16. So I think I had them taking Ty Simpson with their 16 pick. But yeah, I'm gonna be watching them at 2, man. Because if
I have
they go David Bailey versus Javier
I
Reese, I
have
think they
them
can
going
set some stuff off.
I have them going defense with their 2 picks. I got Brandon Cisse
Say nice.
for their 16th
Yeah,
pick.
they need defense though.
Yeah.
They did. Well, I mean, we do too, but
But
they
they did a massive fire sale with their
They
defensive player.
did. They let a lot of guys go on defense. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. I think I think that like I said, I'm watching that second pick. I think we may trade up, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. With the Giants doing what they did, because
But
I
see,
was hearing that we want to hop
like
in
I
front of the
said,
Giants anyway.
do you want to risk trading up and losing two first round picks?
Yeah, it depends. It depends on where. If I say between the
Uh,
7 and 10 range, I think we can
mm,
get away. We
nah.
can do the first. We can do 12 and the third round pick to get in between the 7 and 10, right?
No,
We'll
the
keep the
thing
20th
is,
pick.
it's the first. It will be giving up 12 and 20
Nah, not to get. We can give up the
to
first and
move
third
up
and
to
get.
6. Yes, it is to move up to 6.
I said
To
between
move
the
up
7 and 10 range. Between 7 and 10, we can give up that 12 and the third round pick.
no, between the 6. It's between the 6 and the 9. We'll have to give up our first two. We will have to give up our first 2 round picks.
Let me
But
see.
if we move, from, like I said, if we trade with Dallas and Miami is 11. We don't have to give up anything because that's still the same point system.
I got
I
you.
don't know. I don't know
Okay,
how I
look.
feel about moving up and giving up both first round picks.
Yeah, that's
Because if you move
when
up and
Eagles is
you're gonna
addressing
give up two first round picks if you move up. And what if you're not moving up but to 6 or 7? You still
All right.
risk somebody else taking the player that you're trying to get.
exactly. And see,
So
in our trade equity, I keep saying our trade equity pick is what Kenyatta just said. Is that 12?
mhm.
Is that 20th pick? That is our will and deal. It would be better to do that. Yeah, I agree. We need to stay put at 12 and you move 20. If you
And you
move
move
20,
20, right?
you can move that 20. So, like I said, if we want to get in bed, now here's the thing. We can give up 12, but the thing is, it's one of those teams that's after 12 and before 18.
Yep.
Minnesota is pick 18. So if Minnesota wants to move to our 12th pick, they'll take 12. We'll take their 18, but they have to give us one of their second round or their third round pick. That's the only way it can make sense.
Yeah, so I think Mayor Kiper had put a trade out there with us moving up to 6. He said we
Mhm.
would give up 12 and 20, but we'll get 39 back. So we'll have 6 and 39. That'll put us 39 will put us in the second round.
So that means
So
we're
basically
going
we'll
down.
move.
So that means we're going down from 8 to 6 picks.
Yeah. But you
No,
moving up from 12 to 6 though on that first pick.
no,
So when you getting the blue chip guy, and then you still getting a second round pick at the deal.
no,
So it just depends on who that guy is. Like
no.
if it's I'm sorry, bro. If it's Bailey or Bain, yeah, I'm doing it, and I still got a second round pick. Yeah, I think
No.
I'd be cool with that.
No.
I'd be cool with that.
We need to stay put at 12 and move 18 and move 20. Because even if we move
Mhm.
20, Hakeem Mesidor is still going to be there.
Yeah. But I mean, moving 20, I'm not against moving 20. You know what I'm saying? Because we can move 20 and possibly still stay in the first round and still get a pick out of it.
I will
Still
no,
get an extra pick.
I'd rather stay at 20. I'd rather stay at 20. I'm not 20, I'm sorry. I'd rather stay at 12 and move back from 12 to get more draft capital. This is not the draft where
For me, I
Yeah.
would trade down and get more picks.
yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, get more draft
Talking about
capital.
that
I would
12 or 20 or both.
no 20. Like I said, you can still move 20 around, but as far as 12 is
Mhm.
concerned, I would
Yeah,
rather
I'm gonna
Yeah.
stay put at 12.
I would stay put at
Gotcha.
12, or
Mhm.
I could trade down off of 12. Like I said, if Minnesota, because Minnesota needs some people, I could see Minnesota
Mhm.
moving up to 12.
Right. And if they move up to 12, then they would have to give us because I mean, honestly, I feel like we need to find a way to get back into the third round.
No,
We need
we need a second round. We have a third
Oh no,
round.
we got a third. We need a second. So
We
we
need
need
a
to find a
second.
way to get back
Mhm.
into that second round.
So
At
it would
least one pick in that second round.
Right. Because if you trade, you could still will and deal 20, but you're not going to get a lot. You might get something in the fourth round for 20, but
Uh-uh.
that 12 is a sweet spot too. If you're not going to stay put at 12, it's better to move down
Right. And get two more and get
and get
a second round pick.
one or two more picks.
Yep. So the Minnesota, yeah, this charter look crazy because I'm looking at the draft card. So the 12th pick is worth 1,200 points.
1,200
Minnesota sitting at 18. That's 900 points. So they'll be 300 points short. But they pick in the second round is worth 400 points.
But
Right.
see, the way that they can make
Yeah.
up that draft point, they have to give us a second
round pick.
Yeah.
in this year's draft.
Yeah.
And what's the point value for 11?
Point value for 11 is 1250.
So it's only 50 points off. That's what I'm saying. It's still
It's only 50 points.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and we
it's
don't
only
have to
50
we don't
points.
have to give no picks up for that.
Yeah. And then like I said, 10 pick 1,300, 9 pick 1,350. So you probably you can move up to 10 and you have to get that third round up and 12.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, but
And we got we got too many needs to address right now with a brand new defensive coordinator to give up any picks. Right now we need, if anything, we need to accumulate more. We do not need to decline with what we have now. Because, and also look at it like this. LB1 right now, if the season were to start today, LB1 that is on the Cowboys roster is Shamar James.
See, and so you bringing me to my point. You make that trade with the Browns, get 6 and 39. You grabbing Sonny Styles at 6,
right?
No,
you know what I'm saying. So the LB problem is fixed. You got Sonny Styles, baby.
I still got Kansas City picking up Sonny Styles.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I think them first 10 picks gonna be crazy, bro. I think we may see a couple trades in there. Depending on what happens. I think the Jets. To me,
whatever happens between 1 and 2 is what we're gonna have to see what we choose to do.
Yep.
We know one is a quarterback. We know one is Mendoza. We know that's a quarterback.
Yeah.
We know that's a quarterback. And I don't know, that second pick could go either way.
Yeah, just can throw everybody a curveball, and then especially I don't know. I'm wondering if we feeling any pressure in our front office with what the Giants did to try to.
I don't think so.
No, they said they not. They said they not.
They said they're not. Okay.
Yeah, they said they not.
I thought about it, man. I said we definitely finna trade up now. We got to hop in front of them.
They said they not because the Giants need so many things, and them losing Dexter Lawrence has kind of threw them a curveball.
And Jerome, didn't I just say it's not going to affect what we do at 12?
Yeah, they said it's not, and they don't feel no pressure. Because at the end of the day, CP say he want what he want, and it has to make sense for the team. It has to make sense for the scheme, and it has to make sense for the players that he feel like he can get the best out of.
All right, K-Book, I don't know where you was last Tuesday when we did the mock draft, but I did say that Carolina will be the one to F us up and get Anthony Hill. I did say that, but I do like Hakeem Mesidor because he fits Christian Parker's
scheme to a T.
To a T.
Yeah. So I think I had us taking Mesidor too at 20.
Yep.
That's what it. Yep.
because he will play 3 tech on the interior and play 9 tech in zone coverage.
Well, I'm
Mm.
ready, excited. It's here. How we've been talking about draft, draft, draft. Now it's time to see how this gonna all playing out.
Yeah.
This draft is
Y'all
gonna tell
going,
us exactly what they feel about this team.
yeah. Y'all going live doing the draft?
Yeah, I'll be on BDG.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll be at the Star, so I'll probably go live at the Star.
Ah, that's what's up. Yeah, I'm gonna be in my living room, so I'm, I'm gonna go live. I'll probably go live from my living room, man. Just
Yeah, I'll be
yeah,
at the Star, so I'll go live from the Star.
that's what's up. That's what's up. They doing like a watch party at the start.
Yeah,
Uh-huh. They do it every year.
yeah.
That's what's
Like
up.
I was thinking about going in 2027, but when I heard that the draft was coming here to my city, I said, "Oh well, Dallas. I guess I see you in 2028." Speaking of which, they just released some of the Super Bowl cities. Hold on, let me see if I can still find it. I know in 20 so for 2030
Nashville.
it's going to be Nashville.
Yeah, and this
Yeah,
year
yeah,
is
buddy.
well for 20, it's LA, right?
Yeah.
The next one coming up is LA, right?
Yep. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's Atlanta. Then after Atlanta is Vegas, and then after Vegas is Nashville.
How Vegas
Um
get it twice back to back?
Good question.
Man.
But that's just like LA.
Yeah, in
LA.
LA too. But I think it's because I think Vegas it has a
Mm-hmm.
lot to do with the scenery, the partying and
Mm-hmm.
all of the gambling and all that stuff. I think Vegas got a lot to do with that. But
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how Rams get it that close again, and they
Yeah.
only gave it to Dallas one time, and I think it was
One
because.
time.
Yep, I think
Hmm.
because of the way the weather did when it was down here, it
Right.
kind of freaked
Mm-hmm.
everybody out because we had that snowstorm that hit,
Yeah.
and it was crazy because that year we had that year we had the Super Bowl, and then that next week we had the NBA All-Star weekend, and it snowed and
Mm.
iced both weekends.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And DC is going to be in play for Super Bowl 3031 because the stadium is going to be up.
If the stadium gonna be ready by then,
Yeah, the stadium's supposed to be up for the
because I
30
finna say they not
for
gonna
the
ever get a Super Bowl. That rat hole.
So here's my thing. No, they're getting a whole brand new state. So it's still going to be
Yeah, I know they're
RFK.
getting a new one, but I'm just saying that long as they was not going to a new stadium,
Oh no.
they wouldn't be getting
No.
a Super Bowl in
Nigga,
that
that
rat
that
hole,
baby, that
No.
just
baby,
like
super
Jacksonville.
raggedy.
Jacksonville is terrible.
But
I'm like,
hold on, that I'm gonna ask you that in a minute. So the same builders that build our stadium is building the Commander Stadium, and it's still
yeah, it's
yeah
Jerry's
Mm.
construction company.
yeah, and it's going to be and
He built a live.
yeah. So there's still going to be it's still going to be named RFK for right now. I don't think they're going to change. No, they can't change it because even though they tore it down, that that stadium where it's at is still landmarked for RFK. So it's still going to be RFK
Mm.
Stadium. Um, so they're going to be in play for 2031. The only issue that I'm having now, I don't want the Super Bowl to come here for the simple fact because if we were to have a winter storm like we just had, it's going to be hard to get people
Mm-hmm.
in and out of the city because flights
Yeah.
going to be canceled and everything. So that's my only concern with that. But to bring back up to Jacksonville, Jacksonville will be playing. I don't know if it's this year or next year. They will be playing their games in Orlando.
I need to play them somewhere. 'Cause that stadium
Yeah, they're
standing up, looking at damn mice run through.
but they're getting a brand,
Not mice.
they're getting a brand new stadium. If I'm not mistaken, I
Yeah,
think it.
they are, but I'm just saying that they definitely needed it because their
Yeah.
stadium is terrible. It's terrible, and they wasn't lying when they said that it was infested. They wasn't lying. We seen it for
Oh
our
my.
own 2 eyes. I took a picture of it,
Oh
and I said,
my.
"What the fuck is going on in here?"
Somebody,
Oh shit! I forgot I was on live.
girl, why you
My
not on
bad.
video? Why you not on video, girl?
My bad. My bad. My bad.
Why you not on video?
Oh Lord, my bad.
Oh,
Just tell
man.
him I'm the one that just say it.
Listen, but why you not on video, girl? Why you not on video? But
Lord Jesus.
but somebody that I know that went to when the Cowboys played Jacksonville, a couple of seasons ago,
Mhm.
went live, and all you saw was mice and
Yeah,
rats.
I was there. I'm telling. I got pictures in my phone. I got pictures in my
No, I
phone. Like we
can't do
standing
that
up
one.
and the mug just ran by your feet like they knew you.
Crazy.
I was like, what is going
No, sir.
on? And stuff. And I was like, nah. I was like, oh man, nah. And I said it just like that to the people. I said, oh, nah, y'all tripping.
So
Yeah.
so this cool. Like y'all cool with this?
I
Like
was
y'all
like,
y'all
y'all
ain't
don't
chilling like this
inspect. They
no
don't
more.
come out and inspect. Yeah, I was
But
like, the
they said
NFL don't come out and inspect these stadiums before games and stuff. I understand that,
Man.
mice and stuff can get in any kind of way, but I'm like, y'all ain't coming out and inspect. And they running
man
around
bump
where they serving food at. Like, are you serious?
no bump bump
No,
the
buddy.
bump the NFL.
Absolutely not.
But women bump the NFL. Where's the Jacksonville Health and
Health and board.
yeah?
Man.
Yeah.
Because they would have shut that. They
Like,
would have
what
shut
are we
that
doing?
down. And then
Yeah.
one of my old co-workers, she moved. She's from Jacksonville, and she moved back to Jacksonville. Um, and she's a season ticket holder. And when I was talking to her while she was at the concession stand, she said that she saw a rat where the food was. And
Yes, I got a picture of it in my phone because I was going to order. I think I was going to order a hot dog or something.
but no,
And
this
I
is
happened to be looking
this
at my phone and I happened to look, how you can see in your eye corner like something rolling by you. I said,
but the thing no, but this was this past season. This
oh
was
no,
this
you lying.
but the thing is this was this past season.
I
This
know it's been going
it's been
on,
going
but
on,
and
yeah.
they've been talking about it, and they made
Yeah.
they made a complaint about it and stuff or whatever. But I thought when I was seeing it on Facebook, I thought people was just making up stuff and lying. You know how you be clowning
Nah.
stadiums and stuff. I
Yeah,
thought they was
yeah.
lying. But then when I was there in person and I was standing up and I seen a thing run across my foot, I said, "What is that?" And then I look and then it stopped like it stopped like it wanted to say hi.
Like, what
And
up?
that's how I got a picture of it. That's how I got a picture of it. And before you knew it, I said, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
The lady was like, "You still want to order?" I was like, "Nah, you eat it."
No, I do not. I'm good.
No,
I
But
stopped.
I do not. I do not. And
but
she was
now
like, "Well, they have a
but now
machine. They have a vending machine outside. I don't want no vending. I don't want nothing.
Nothing.
but you know
Nothing.
what
I
now
don't want nothing.
but when all that happened,
Mouth dry as hell."
I kept seeing people like before I knew any of this. Before I knew any of this, I keep seeing people post like, make sure you eat something before you go
Mm,
to
Yup,
the
they ain't
stadium
lying.
in Jacksonville.
They is
But
not
now
lying.
we know
That's
why.
why the team. That's why the team was doing whatever they had to do, preps and all that. They were doing it before they got to the stadium.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
So here's another thing I
Mm.
want to ask you. How do you feel You probably saw the news about Mike Tomlin is now going to be an
He ta-
analyst
Yeah,
Ain't he
yeah,
taking
the
Gary
top
place?
analyst.
no, he's taking Tony Dungy's place.
He's taking Tony Dungy place. Okay.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's good.
cool with
That's
it.
good for
I
Tomlin,
like
man.
Tomlin.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
I
that's a
think it's gonna
good
be
job
good.
for him. I'm cool with him.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping he was taking Chris Collinsworth's spot and talking.
Nah, I wish, but he's
I
he's
gotta put
sticking
him on. I have to watch him on mute, man. His voice is annoying, and he's so fickle flacker.
My thing
Mm-hmm.
with Collinsworth is, I mean, as far as him analyzing, it's not the issue. It's just, to me, he sounds like the Clear Eye dude.
Oh
Like
shoot!
he talks
Yeah, his
so
voice
slow.
is a little.
Yeah, his voice
Yeah,
is
his voice
annoying.
is.
He's
Yeah.
annoying.
That's what bothers me. Is
I
like,
see Philly came back and won, so series tied with Boston and Philly 1-1.
What? That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I know that's out of my
Houston Rock. I mean, Portland Trailblazers was the game was tied with them and what's some people name? Spurs.
Spurs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Spurs and took the lead now,
Yeah, Spurs up
63-57.
6.
I
Yeah,
can't
Spurs
tell
up
you
6.
who's in the playoffs.
Lakers and what's their name play Knicks.
Who the Lakers got Phoenix, right?
They play Knicks.
Nah, they got Houston. I'm sorry, they got Houston.
Yeah, they got Houston.
Yeah.
Told y'all that ain't my ministry. Like I like to go check, but and as much as I am a baseball fanatic, because I love baseball. When it comes to playoffs, I need you to be like the NFL, be one and done. I don't need all the
Yeah, that's the
I
thing.
don't need
That's the
all
only
the
thing with me for basketball. To me, it just goes on too long.
like
Yeah.
you playing 50 11 million games to get the best out of this number and that lasts for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Then you
it
gotta
just
play
go on
another
too long for me.
then you got
Then you
another
got
game.
4-game series, man, 2 games, and whoever wins is done. Like that's
No,
the
Yeah.
thing for me. It just
just
go
one
on too long.
just one and done.
Yeah.
Knock it out. Okay,
Then
you
I be
lost.
pissed off because they be intruding on our football. Like, what is y'all coming off right now? Let us finish watching our damn football.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so I went to
You ain't lying. Now that's what I mean. They need to come on. They need to come on after the Super Bowl, man.
After the Super Bowl.
That way we won't have that gap in July and June and
so
July where
speaking
ain't nothing going on.
speaking of things to happen after Super Bowl. I've been going to I made due to what I said I was going to do. I've been to the DC Defenders game, so I have been attending the little UFL team here. I ran into one of the UFL league representatives that was there for the DC Defenders game. And we were talking about some of the things, because DC Defenders normally have a good turnout, but from people who have been attending these games for like 4 or 5 years now, they were talking about the low turnout. There were a lot of things that was going on in DC that was causing the low turnout that DC Defenders had. It was a baseball game. The DC United, the soccer team, even though they were playing away, that was still a big watch party. And then there was some other stuff that was going on, that was located at the National Mall. Like, we still in the midst of the cherry blossom festivals and all that other stuff. So there was a lot going on. So one of the things with what the UFL is going to do is they're going to go back into having games right after the Super Bowl. So it will still go the same amount of time. When he said, nephew, I disagree with
he disagree with us on baseball. He grew up listening to baseball.
what he
baseball.
disagreed with us with.
on baseball. I guess did we say something about baseball? Or did we just
No,
discount it?
I
Ain't
said I
nothing,
love
ain't nothing going
baseball.
on.
That's my second favorite team. What I
Yeah,
said
so you
is
No,
I
I
don't like
was talking about basketball. I said that they played so many games and then
right.
they intrude
yeah,
on our season. Like they come in, they intrude on our season. I'm like, they need to come on after the Super Bowl. Like they intrude on our
yeah,
season.
That's not
yeah.
my issue. My thing is when it's playoff time, you playing 50, 11 million games to get the best out of this. Be one and done. Once you eliminate. Once you lose, you eliminate it. Next team
Now
come in.
I will say this. I will say this. March Madness is way more entertaining than the NBA playoffs. I will say that.
Oh
I will
yeah,
say
oh yeah, I like. Oh yeah, I
yeah.
love March Madness. I like March Madness, and I like it because
Mm-hmm.
it's one and done.
Yeah, one and done.
Yeah,
It ain't
it's way
all
more
that extra
entertaining.
going
It is.
on. Is one and done. Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final
All
4,
that.
championship,
Mm-hmm.
and it's
They
like
leave it
one.
all
It's
over the
like
court.
1 and 2 days apart. You know what I'm saying? It's like a day or two apart.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't all that a whole week waiting for the next teams to play. Cause
Yeah,
shit, it was like for the when that I was like, dang, when what's their name won that night, then came back and they was like championship Sunday. I was like, dang, they ain't gonna let them practice.
Brought the boy right on back. Y'all come on back. Take a day, come right on back.
Yep.
I just
And
Get this
you could
on over
tell
with.
when the rails be tired and they be ready to go. They just be calling anything.
Man.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
yeah,
yeah, I
but
think they want to done this more entertaining though.
yeah, but I know, but the UFL is going to go back to games starting right after Super Bowl, that Saturday right after Super Bowl, and it's still going to end the same amount of time, and that's going to be good too because I think the UFL is adding another team in 2027. I know
Yeah, they
Oklahoma.
are.
Mm.
And I know
Okay.
Oklahoma City is adding a team in 2028. Um, so it's going to be kind of even because when you look at it, you have some teams playing each other twice because it's not an even number. It's either on the west or the east. It's not an even number.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
But the DC Defenders played the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I did a TED talk on them, and what I realized from like I have some sorors that are season ticket holders for the St. Louis Battlehawks,
Mm-hmm.
and they've been going to those games. They are a scrappy team.
They nice.
Both the
They
players
nice.
and the fans, and the way that and this is DC's rival. They are
That
the
Dallas Renegades pissed me off the other night. So
it, and DC Defenders and the St. Louis Battlehawks, these are the rivals. So the way that they play the game is like an old school, and
but I like to
an
watch the
old
UFL because it's actually some very good players in the UFL.
yeah,
Hakeem
yeah,
Butler, they play for the St. Louis Battlehawks. Number 88, the wide receiver. He should have been
Mm-hmm.
called up.
yeah,
He should have been called
and
up. That boy ball every year.
yeah. But the AFC, the way that the Battlehawks and Defenders play is like an old school AFC North team, like the Steelers versus Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
But this team, just watching them for the first time, they're scrappy. Their fans are scrappy. But this is the UFL equivalent of the Philadelphia Eagles because they was flinging each other all on the field. The fans was, man, F defenders, caw, whatever their sound is and stuff. They were all over the place. Going into the bar where you will find loaded of DC Defenders fans causing ruckus like Eagle fans do. And I'm just watching
Mm-hmm.
this, and I'm sitting on, and who shows up on the right side of me but some Battlehawk fans, and they, man, F the Defenders, man, yeah, they're scrappy. This is the Philadelphia Eagles of the of the UFL. And
Yeah.
there's just
Speaking
something.
of Eagles, what they doing with AJ? What they doing with AJ Brown?
They're going to trade him.
Yeah,
They're going
we
to
talked
trade.
about that. We can
Yeah,
backtrack.
they're going to
I think
trade
it'll be
him
first
at
June first.
the post June 1 date
Yeah,
Mm,
to the Patriots.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Eagle fans trying to act like they don't care. Like, yeah, y'all do.
Yeah, you care. You care because that's a huge
Yeah,
loss.
you care. That's a
Yeah,
big loss.
you care. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you care. That's a big loss.
Yeah, that's we talked about it earlier. I was saying something stank there because I mean they just won a Super Bowl what the year before last, and now you got your
Uh huh.
best receiver trying to get out of there, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
some stink, some
But a
stink.
lot of
So
this, but like I said earlier, a lot of this is more so with him, the front office, and Nick Sirianni than it is with
mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts.
Uh
I think Jalen
huh.
Hurts is just getting the brunt of what the disconnect is with Brown, the front office, and Sirianni.
Mm.
When it comes,
Well, I said that at one time, but it's too many players from the locker room that's saying that the problem is Jalen.
Mm.
It's too many players from the locker room that's saying it. And the thing is that, if it doesn't matter what offensive coordinator you bring in, if your quarterback can only play for 5 or 6 plays, play calls, and he don't know how
Mm-hmm.
to come out of a certain stance when, or whatever. So it doesn't matter who you bring in, and yes, granted, I'm not taking away nothing for Jalen being, um MVP, of the game when, the Super Bowl year before last. I'm not taking anything away from him from that because he did play a good game. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody looking at him playing a good game, but my thing that he played a good game, but they're not looking at what was put around him for him to be able to play that good game. They had number
Mm-hmm.
one defensive line, they had number one running back. Well, maybe number two because
Mm-hmm.
Derrick Henry was number one. They had, but needless to say, they had a beast in Barkley.
Mm-hmm.
They had a beast in Barkley, and of course, they're gonna always have the tush push
yeah,
Yeah.
to help them. But it's times if they didn't have the tush push, they wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have won those games. And I
Mm-hmm.
think with AJ Brown, a lot of it is the fact that his production slowed down, and they feel like
right,
when he felt like with his production slowing down, it's like if I did leave here and want to get another deal, it would fall on me. Like I'm
Yeah.
the reason
It's
why
her
my
numbers dip.
production and my numbers didn't dip. When that's not the case,
Mm-hmm.
my numbers didn't dip
Mm-hmm.
because he can't play, but certain stance and certain things, and he don't know how to come out of them, or whatever. And that's why
Mm-hmm.
I tell everybody, they get mad when we say it, but he is a running back turned quarterback, and when you have a running back turned quarterback, that is what you're going to get.
yeah. Oh, Kenny Clark changed his number to 97.
Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah, man. So I mean, I have been saying we've been saying that for a minute, right? Like and what I said earlier was, it's easy to play quarterback when your O line whooping ass up front. It's a
Yeah,
lot easy. It's way easier when the O
and you
line
got a running
opening up
game,
huge hole and you got a running game. You got a
and you
2,000-yard rusher that could have broke the
yeah,
record if he chose to. Right?
yeah.
It makes your job a lot easier, right? Versus when you're not doing that, and now teams can play with you with these zones and make you read on the fly. And you can't read on the fly. You can't read. If I disguise this, you won't be able to see the disguise post snap, huh? So and
Exactly.
now now you eating the ball and taking sacks you shouldn't be taking. You got guys open, you're not seeing them, right? So it sounds like one thing about this league, they're gonna find out what you don't do well. It's just a matter, just
Oh
give
yeah,
them some time.
they gonna pick it. They gonna pick it. They gonna pick it out.
They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna
They
figure
gonna
it out
figure it
sooner or
out.
later. Yeah.
And they seen when Saquon Barkley couldn't go and be 100% in the game, or when
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just say when they took the ball out of Barkley running the ball, when they took that from him and put it on Jalen, it couldn't get done. You know,
When
it couldn't
Jalen
get
had to play
done.
quarterback.
Yeah, and then y'all want to holler
Yeah.
about. Then the fans want to holler about, man, he had X amount of offensive coordinators. Yeah, because he can't catch certain things. So of course he's making the offensive coordinator looking bad. I say Kellen Moore was finna look bad with y'all until he
He
realized and
was.
said, you know what? Let me run the ball. Let
Yep.
me put the ball in Saquon Barkley's hand and let Saquon Barkley run the ball. If he would have kept calling the plays and doing like he was doing it, referencing for Jalen, they wouldn't have never had the season they had.
But not only that, but Kalen Moore wasn't dumping everything out of his bag at one time. He kind of spread it out too.
But baby, when they said that him and not Kellen Moore, but when they said that your boy Kevin and Patullo, when him and got into it in the locker room or whatever, and he told Sirianni, that he'll slap the F out of him. Don't play with him. Or whatever. So,
You know what?
because Sirianni is so he condescending and he got that little, I can't stand him because he got that little
He's a
arrogance about him.
butthole. Yeah,
And
he's a
a
butthole.
But
And you
here's
can't go talking to grown people. You can't go talking to a grown man like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here's the thing, that this is what I got out of Sirianni when he became the head coach. He got that Italian mafia mentality going on with him.
Yeah.
And it's
But
like
but this gonna be Barkley last year, right?
Run it. No,
Is it?
I think he got another year.
He got another year.
I think so.
Well, I'm saying last year because
this will be year 3, right? Because he signed a 4-year deal.
yeah, but I'm saying last year because you generally don't get that last year.
But I don't think he has any voided years. I don't think he has any voided years.
Yeah,
So
but if he
Google saying
if
he signed a 2-year, $41.2 million contract extension with the Philadelphia Eagles March of 25, extending his stay through the 28 season.
Yeah. That's about
but it's gonna all go by too. It's all his guaranteed money paid.
Yeah, that's another good said.
If he going into if he going into what he not owed no more guaranteed money, that's an easy walk away. They're gonna walk away from that. They're gonna walk away.
So they're saying the guaranteed money was $36 million they signed him.
Yeah, so they can
kind of
easily dump. Yeah, they can easily let this be let this be his last season. They can easily let this be his last season with them, and then they'll get some of that money back. At the end, for the June in June they get some of that money back.
But one thing I did say when last season started, that the 2025 season is going to be the beginning of Philly's cap hell. Now, granted, Howie Roseman and Mike Laurie, like the way that they handle like free agents and draft and all this stuff, how they move money around and stuff, they move money around real good. However, they're going to be, they're going to be in some cap hell. I don't think it's going to be like what Green Bay Packers and Miami Dolphins is at right now, because they're kind of in a deficit. Green Bay is in a $52 million deficit, and I forgot what Miami is in, because they're going to be paying players for years that's no longer on their contract.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Somebody always on the thing hollering, come to Green Bay, come to Green Bay, come to Green Bay, or we can get you in Green Bay. Y'all don't even have the money to do that.
Yeah, because
y'all ain't got no money.
Y'all ain't even got no money. Y'all ain't even got no money. Y'all ain't even got no money to do that or whatever. So I don't know why you sitting on the thing acting like you a damn agent and hollering about come here, come here, come here. or whatever. You ain't even got no money to do. Now ain't even got no money.
But the
And
thing,
Yeah, they
like
could.
one player told
That's
him,
how
who
we
want to
got
come
Rashawn
play with
Gary.
somebody that talk like that? So I forgot who it was said it commented on his thing on X and said, who want to come somewhere where somebody like you sit on the internet and talk all day?
but see, Green Bay had to give away their first because they don't have
Nope.
they don't have no picks in the first
First
round.
round. Don't have
They
no first round picks.
and they had wait a minute. So hold on. They have what is their pick? So their first pick is in 52. Is at 52 in the second round. They do
Oh
have
my.
8 picks. So they do have 8 picks.
Yeah, but they down the line.
Yeah, they're down. They're definitely down the line.
They down the
but they
line.
going but some team, but they're still going to be in a deficit. So because they won't have any, they really won't have any money to pay these rookies because each team has to enter the draft with 15 million dollars in draft money
Yep.
for these rookies. So they're gonna honestly with these 8 picks, they're gonna be giving away these 8 picks, some of these 8 picks, because they won't have the money to pay these players.
Well, they might have to make some post June first cuts.
But who they gonna cut? That's the thing. Who they
That's
gonna
their
cut?
problem. That's their problem. We'll come out. Who they done lost Quay Walker, Rashawn Gary. Who they lost a corner.
Kenny Clark.
They lost Kenny Clark. Ooh-wee. So I mean, I don't know. I guess they're gonna be.
Michael Parsons is not gonna be ready to go.
Nah, he's not gonna. He gonna miss a good chunk of the season because he told ACL toward the end of the season. So he gonna.
But you know what? I would not mind. I would not mind talking to Miami on one of those 5th round. Try to talk again with Miami with one of those 5th round compensatory picks we have to get Brooks. They are not getting rid of Brooks.
I don't blame him though, man.
I want Brooks.
Yeah, I do too.
They got rid of everybody else.
They're like, nah, we holding him. I don't blame him though. I don't blame him.
The only one they really truly signed was Malik Willis, the quarterback. But they're like, nah, we keeping Brooks, but Brooks want to go.
Brooks, I want to bring him on too. I sure want to bring him on. Yeah, I want to bring him on, man.
Yep, Miami like, nah, we keeping him.
Yep. All right, so I'm about it for me, baby girl. I got to get on off of here before the boss come shut me down. Yeah. So we're gonna I'm looking at so we'll come back and recap the draft. I like I said, I think the first 10 picks gonna be crazy, man. So we'll come back and we'll recap the draft. We'll see how right or how wrong we were with the mock drafts.
I'm telling you, this is changing. Yeah. It's constantly changing.
It's changing. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what kind of trades, what deals happen, what deals don't happen, who we take at 12 and 20, right? So I'll be excited to see all that. Like I said, I'll be going live. It won't be no show, but I'll be going live during the draft. So, if y'all want to watch the draft with your boy Rick James, you can do that. Kels, you said you're gonna be going live doing it. You're gonna be on the BDG.
I'll be doing my draft show on Built Different group on Facebook, okay. Cowboys Unifier on YouTube. So I'll be there for the round 1 recap. I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for night 2, which is Friday. I don't know if I'm going. I don't know if I'm going out or staying home. I don't know. Still trying to figure that out. Saturday. I'm thinking about infiltrating the Commanders. So this year they're doing 2 watch parties. They always have an annual the National Harbor, which is literally like 10 minutes from where I live. They always have their annual draft party with the Commanders, but they're actually going to do something at that Trash Bowl Stadium at Exit 15 on Thursday for the draft night. So this is the first time they're actually having a draft party at the stadium. I'm not going to be there, but I'm thinking about infiltrating their the one that's at the harbor on Saturday. I'm thinking about it, but I don't know what I'm doing for Friday for rounds 2 or 3. I don't know.
I guess.
Here.
Yeah, so I probably, like I said, I might just be at the crib going live because I'm working in the morning, so I can't do too much moving around. I got to be in pocket. So then Saturday my oldest daughter's prom, so I won't be doing nothing Saturday.
Yeah, that's right. Y'all have prom. Y'all have prom.
Yeah.
Early.
Yeah, I'm at to threaten somebody's son.
I know. Like the DC area, they know their proms is normally like late May, sometimes in June. I know when, like I said, I graduated from high school in 2001, and my prom was in May. My prom was in May, and then I graduated June 10th. So
I don't remember none of that. It's been a while since I've been in high school.
What did Chris said? Y'all don't forget Night Owl, Cowboy, share y'all content.
This was up.
Yeah. And I'm trying, and I'm still working.
Javier, what it do, man? You missed the show, Javier.
Yeah.
You finna hop out.
Nikki, you still on? I don't know if she's still on.
Nah, Nikki done dipped on.
Yeah, I know Nikki. She's gonna be at Frisco. She's gonna be at Frisco.
Yeah, she go
for the Cowboys draft.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying.
She'll go live from the start. So
yeah, I'm trying to get my little thing together. As y'all can see, I'll do a better one. So that's me.
Yeah, I like that.
It's right now. I still need to rebrand the Facebook group, but it is on Instagram. The K Zone podcast. So yeah, I haven't put no. He said it's been 35 years.
He said 35 years for him.
That sounds about right.
Nah, it ain't been. It ain't been 35 for me, but it's been a minute though. It's been a minute.
Yeah, so 2020, 2021 would have been my 20th anniversary high school reunion. For my class, but I didn't go because it was still COVID-y out in these streets, so I didn't bother. So my 30th will be 2031. My 30th, yeah.
Okay, I think my I'm coming up on my 30th. My 30th will be 27 next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Javier, don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. I'm not honestly, I'm not nervous about this.
I think it's gonna be crazy, man.
Yeah, I think it's.
I'm just anxious because, like I said, I think it's gonna be just a lot of willing and dealing. So
I think it's gonna be
exactly.
Like for 2021, that one was like almost frustrating. Not saying that Micah was a bad was a bad draft pick. Like I actually had Micah going to Las Vegas because I think Las Vegas was like pick 17 in that draft. But I had us getting Patrick Surtain. But our new defensive coordinator, Christian Parker, he was with the Broncos at that time. The Broncos had the 9th pick. We had the 10th pick. The Broncos did not need a cornerback, but they got Patrick Surtain up off of us. And we traded back with Philly because New York Giants was going to get Devontae Smith. So Philly jumped ahead of the Giants, and we traded our 10th pick to their 12th pick, and they got Devontae Smith from out up under New York. But the 2020 draft, the COVID draft, where everybody was chilling on yachts and stuff, that was the petty draft, because actually CeeDee Lamb was on the Philadelphia Eagles board, and we got him because really CeeDee Lamb was supposed to go in the top 10, but he
had no business on the board. He had no business being on the board at 17.
And technically, Trayvon Diggs was supposed to go to us at 17. That's who we were supposed to get. I keep seeing a lot of people saying that we were supposed to get another defensive player. No, we were supposed to get Trayvon Diggs at 17. But when CeeDee Lamb was still on the board, they knew they needed another receiver to match with Amari Cooper. And we got CeeDee Lamb. And the next thing you know, you see wherever the Eagles were, and all you saw was who's that GM? I just said his name. Roseman. You saw him throw his draft board, and I think the table went with it. And you saw Mike Laurie drop an F-bomb, and he banged his fist on his desk because they were supposed to draft CeeDee Lamb, but we was able to get back in the second round the next day because we had like the second pick in the second round, and that's how we got Trayvon Diggs.
That's the end of Trayvon Diggs. Yeah. All right, baby girl.
All right, hold on. What he say? Banks, Downs, Styles,
and Styles.
And the news about McCoy staying away. So who y'all picking? Javier, right now I still have Mansour Delane, and we're definitely gonna go after this. I just wanted to answer your question because you just tuning in. But with everything changing now, like I said, my mock draft and my draft board is constantly changing. I don't know who we're going to get at 12 now because I honestly think that Mansour Delane is either going to go to Washington or New Orleans Saints. So I don't know. Right now I still have Washington down for Caleb Downs. Sonny Styles, I have him going to Kansas City Chiefs. But as far, I honestly think that Mansour Delane is really going to go to the New Orleans Saints. And I don't know where McCallum is going to go now. I don't know. I think a lot of players will be gone, and CB. Yeah, that's Mansour Delane is going to be gone. Yeah. So yeah. I don't know. That one is playing with my mind right now.
Yeah, that's really what the Giants did. They kind of I basically tore my whole draft up because I think.
I didn't because them getting the 10th pick is not really going to affect us. Just imagine if Landry would have traded traded up to get Montana. And Jerry Rice went to play with Jerry. Yeah, Jerry still would have fired him.
Yeah, San Fran stole Jerry Rice from us. You said Jerry shit would have fired him.
he still would have fired him.
See now Javier thinking like me, cause that's when I first heard about that, I said, dude, we're gonna have to trade up now.
But Javier, because
it's gonna be a run of defensive players.
Even without the trade, people were still saying, "Oh, Dallas got to move up." But the thing is, if you move up, you are losing. People got to know the business of this whole draft thing, just how people need to know the draft of finances with these teams. We're going to lose more than what we gain if we move up from 12 to 6. It's better to stay put at 12 and trade back from 12, where we can gain more draft capital. Now, if you want to move up, it will be better to move up from 12 to 11 with Miami, because like I have Francis Maganoa going to Miami, but now I have Francis Maganoa going to Arizona Cardinals. And when you look at the draft points, that's another piece that people got to remember. Draft points for pick 12 is only 1,200 points. Draft points for pick 11 is only 1,250 points. It's not going to cost us a draft pick to move from 12 to 11 if we were to move up. But if you're talking about moving up from anywhere from 6 to 10, and we know the Giants is not going to give up 10. So if you're talking
about not gonna give us 10.
Yeah. So if you're talking about moving up from 6 to 9, we are losing 2 first-round draft picks. That is essential to us. We can't get that. Speaking of Jacob Rodriguez, his draft stock has tremendously went up from like a day 3 prospect to possibly like a end of day 1, early day 2 draft pick. But you know how I always talk about Minshew and his porn star mustache. Jacob Rodriguez looks like an old school 1970s porn star.
Yeah, he do, man. He do. I love his film, though. I love his film. That boy hard nose.
But shout out to his wife, Emma Rodriguez. She's in the Army and she is a Black Hawk pilot.
What?
Yeah. So if he is drafted, the NFL is going to try to work to get her to fly over the national anthem at his first game. I think that would be dope.
That'd be so cool. That'd be so cool. Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be cool as hell right there. They can work that out.
Chris said, hold on, I'm reading backwards. That's why we gotta find a way to stay in touch. I like being able to learn things I don't already know. Listen, Chris, Jerome could tell you, I know people within the Star. When I say I know things about this team that I care not to know, and I'm like, why are you telling me this? But yeah, between myself and Nikki, like, we'll give it to you real, because Nikki knows the same people that I know and vice versa. And we're talking about front office people. Like, yeah, front office people that works in logistics. And when we talk about certain things, yes, we have to be careful how we word things, because we know, like, to this day, Nikki and I know things that's still embargo, like we really can't talk about. But the things that we do talk about, we get the green light to talk about. We don't sign no NDAs or anything like that. But when we find out information and they know that we do podcasting and everything, we definitely ask, hey, is this something that we can share? And if they say, yeah, we can share it, okay, we talk about it. But if somebody asks me a question that I know I can't talk about, and Jerome has seen how I act, like I do kind of deflect from the question a little bit, or I just say I'm not at liberty to talk about that right now.
Yeah, I say I ain't at liberty, bro. I can't share that. I can't share that.
Yeah, and like like I said, Nikki and I knew a lot of things about Michael Parsons. Granted, he is a good player and everything. I'm not taking that from him. But as far as character-wise stuff, we knew a lot of things about Michael and what was going on that was not being said, and we really couldn't talk about. But once that trade happened, it was no holds barred.
Yeah, fair game then. Yeah, it was fair game then.
Rodriguez, he said Rodriguez can be Sean Lee 2.0. I think a healthy version, because my boy Lee can cover, tackle, and turn the ball over. Yeah, Rodriguez is good. And like I said,
he's very heady.
His draft stock definitely went up since combine and his pro day. So he went from being like a day 3 prospect to definitely like a first round pick, or somewhere in day 2 in the second round. But I wish the best for him. Like I said, he looks like a 1970 porn star. The one that got all the hair on the chest and
what
he looked like. And with that the way that his haircut is, with that mustache, yeah.
Man,
I could be on joke time with some.
I got a roll, baby girl. The boss gonna come shoot me down.
All right. Hey, wife.
All right, y'all. All right. So next week, 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. This page, we'll see you then. We want to thank everybody for coming through, commenting, and supporting the show and helping us carry the show. But until next week, this is Cowboy Nation, and Kels is challenging you not to be good, but to be great. Yeah.
Peace.